The backyard buzzed with laughter from aunts, uncles, and cousins mingling over barbecue smoke, but my heart plummeted as Brittany's voice sliced through the air like a knife. Amanda's the one who stole from the family business last year. She admitted it to me, and she's been trash-talking all of you behind your backs. She stood there, pointing at me across the picnic table, her eyes gleaming with fake tears as gasps rippled through the crowd. My face burned, hands trembling on my plastic cup, crushing it slightly as I stared back, the betrayal hitting like a gut punch, my own sister, twisting everything to make me the villain. As the murmurs turned to accusing stares, a fire ignited inside me. This wasn't ending here. I kept quiet, letting the moment pass, but inside I knew I had saved texts from her that proved the truth. The reunion was meant to celebrate Grandma's birthday, but Brittany had turned it into her stage. Cousins whispered, and shot me looks, and even Dad looked away. I excused myself to the bathroom, heart pounding, already planning my next move. Alone in the guest bathroom, door locked against the judgmental whispers outside, I splashed cold water on my face, my reflection showing eyes red from holding back tears. My name is Amanda, 32, the quiet one who's always played by the rules, working 2 jobs to help Mom and Dad with their struggling bakery while Brittany, the charming, younger sister, coasts on their endless favoritism. Wiping my cheeks, I pulled out my phone, scrolling through old texts where she'd bragged about her own shortcuts, evidence I'd saved out of suspicion. A knock rattled the door. "Amanda, come out and explain yourself." Mom's voice, already siding with her. I pocketed the phone, steeling myself. Revenge would come, but not in an outburst, smart, slow, unstoppable. Those texts went back months, showing her taking cash from the till and laughing about it. I'd kept them because something felt off. Now they were my shield. I took a deep breath, unlocked the door, and stepped out, ready to face the family without losing control. Back at the table, I forced a calm smile as Dad pulled me aside under the oak tree, his brow furrowed in disappointment. "Brittany showed us messages you supposedly sent her. How could you say those things about us?" He whispered harshly, not even questioning her story. My stomach twisted at the injustice, her fabricated screenshots fooling everyone, but I nodded quietly, murmuring, "It's not true, Dad, but I won't fight here." Inside, rage simmered. She'd always been the golden child, getting promotions at the bakery I earned. As he walked away shaking his head, my phone buzzed with a smug text from her. "Told you I'd win." Game on, I thought, deleting it but screenshotting first. The screenshots she'd shown were edited, changing my old words to look mean. I helped clear plates anyway, staying polite while the family kept glancing at me. Brittany smirked from across the yard. Her text was now safe in my evidence folder. I left the reunion early saying I felt sick, but really I needed time to think. Driving home that night, knuckles white on the steering wheel, I replayed the humiliation, the way cousins averted their eyes, aunts whispering. It stung deeper than any cut, knowing Brittany's lies could cost me my spot in the family will, the bakery shares I'd poured my life into. But in the quiet car, I breathed deep, outlining my plan, document everything, wait for her arrogance to slip. Pulling into my driveway, another text from her popped up, gloating about, finally exposing the real you. I saved it, a small smile forming. She'd just handed me more ammunition without knowing. The drive let me connect the dots. Her jealousy started when I saved the bakery from debt last year. She'd been lazy, and now this. At home, I moved the new texts to my laptop, labeling them by date. Sleep was hard, but the folder felt like armor. Tomorrow at the bakery would be tough, but I would act normal and keep collecting proof. The next morning at the bakery, I clocked in early, the familiar scent of fresh bread masking the tension as Brittany sauntered in late, flashing a victorious grin at Mom. "Amanda, can you handle the deliveries today?" "I'm swamped," she said sweetly, but her eyes dared me to snap. I swallowed the urge, replying evenly, "Sure, no problem," while noting how Mom praised her for handling the reunion drama so well. My chest tightened at the favoritism, but as I loaded the van, I overheard Brittany on the phone, lying to a supplier about inventory, another slip. I recorded it discreetly. The net was tightening. Deliveries gave me time to think. Why lie to suppliers? Probably covering her own errors. Back at the bakery, she avoided me, but I caught her nervous glances. Mom and Dad chatted with her like nothing happened. By closing, the recording was saved and time-stamped. Her lie could prove she was the dishonest one. I went home tired but focused. Lunch break in the back room. I sat alone with my sandwich, scrolling through years of saved texts where Brittany confessed to small thefts from the till, blaming me in jest that now felt prophetic. The emotional weight hit hard. Why did she hate me enough to destroy our bond? A tear escaped, but I wiped it away as Dad entered, awkwardly avoiding eye contact. "We're thinking of giving Brittany more responsibility," he muttered. Hurt flared, but I nodded, thinking, let her dig her grave deeper. As he left, my phone dinged, an invite to a family dinner. Opportunity knocking? Those texts showed her pattern clearly, taking money, joking about it. I'd saved them because I sensed trouble. Dad's words felt like another punch, but the dinner invite was my chance to watch her closely. I finished lunch, went back to work, and helped customers with a smile. Brittany bragged to a coworker about her win. I noted it quietly. The day ended, but the tension inside me grew. At the dinner table that evening, surrounded by relatives still giving me side-eye, Brittany dominated the conversation, embellishing her lies with dramatic sighs. "I just want what's best for the family," she said, hand on heart, while shooting me a sly look. My fork tightened in my grip, the betrayal burning fresh, but I stayed silent, observing how she manipulated Uncle Tom into doubting me too. As plates cleared, she whispered to me, "Give up, Amanda, you're done." I smiled faintly, excusing myself early. Outside, I added her whisper to my voice notes. The real fight was just beginning. Dinner was at Aunt's house with 10 of us. Her stories got bigger, twisting facts about the bakery theft. Uncle Tom nodded along, which hurt, but her whisper was caught on my quiet recording. Driving home, I played it back. Her voice matched old texts. At my apartment, I updated the folder. Family ties felt broken, but I stayed strong. Tomorrow, I would keep watching. Sleepless in bed that night, I compiled a secret folder on my laptop, texts, recordings, timestamps proving Brittany's patterns of deceit. The raw pain of isolation gnawed at me. Friends were scarce, family was everything, and now it felt ripped away. But logic prevailed. Impulsive confrontation would backfire. Morning light brought resolve. I'd play the long game, act the remorseful sister to lure her out. A call from Mom. "Brittany says you should apologize publicly." I agreed softly, hanging up with a plan forming. Use it against her. The folder had over 50 items now, all dated. Mom's call was perfect. I would apologize to make her cocky. I got ready for work, mind sharp. At the bakery, I acted quiet and sorry. She bought it, giving me the worst jobs. Fine. More time to gather. By afternoon, I caught another lie. The plan was working, no mistakes. In the bakery's office the following day, I apologized to Brittany in front of Mom and Dad, my voice steady despite the humiliation churning inside. "I'm sorry if I caused any hurt," I said, watching her smug nod. But as parents beamed at her forgiveness, I noticed her phone left unlocked on the desk. Quick glance revealed emails echoing her lies to extended family. Heart racing, I memorized one, slipping away. Later, alone, I cross-referenced it with my texts. Inconsistencies spotted. She was slipping, and I was ready to catch her. The apology happened 2 days after dinner in the quiet office. Her email said I stole more than at the reunion, but one date didn't match her own text to me. Big mistake. I noted it. Mom hugged me after, but it felt empty. Brittany smirked, thinking she won. I finished my shift and went home, adding the details. The evidence was stronger every day. Weeks later, at a cousin's birthday party, tension hung thick as Brittany cornered me by the cake, hissing, "Stay out of the business decisions. You're not welcome anymore." Her words stung like venom, relatives eavesdropping with pitying looks, amplifying my underdog status. I bit back anger, replying calmly, "Whatever you say," but inside, Triumph stirred. I just baited her into sending a follow-up text admitting her jealousy. Saving it, I left the party early. The power shift subtle but real. Her overconfidence was my weapon. 3 weeks after the apology, at Cousin Lisa's with games and cake. Her hiss was low, but others heard. Her text came later. "You're just jealous of me." Clear admission. I screenshot it. Driving home, I felt stronger. One cousin smiled at me. The timeline was perfect, her lies growing, my proof stacking. Reviewing my evidence folder at home, sipping coffee, the emotional toll hit. Flashbacks to childhood favoritism, Brittany always getting the praise while I cleaned up her messes. Tears flowed freely now, but they fueled me. A knock, Dad, unexpectedly contrite. "Maybe we were too harsh," he admitted. I hugged him, planting a seed. Brittany's not always truthful. He frowned, leaving thoughtful. My phone buzzed, her frantic text demanding I back off. Cliffhanger. She knew I was onto something. A week after the party, quiet Sunday. Dad's visit surprised me. My hint worked. Her text, "What are you saying to Dad?" showed fear. I saved it. Childhood memories hurt, but hope grew. I planned carefully, no rush. Let her worry. Confronting her privately in the park the next day, I kept cool as she ranted. "You think you can turn them against me?" Her fists clenched, face flushed, body language screaming desperation. I revealed nothing, saying, "I'm just living my life," but noted her slip, admitting in anger to faking those initial screenshots. Recording stopped. I walked away, heart pounding with victory. Back home, adding it to the folder. The tables were turning, but she texted threats. Escalation incoming? Monday afternoon, park bench. I suggested the meet to talk peace. Her rant lasted 10 minutes. The admission slipped. "Yeah, I faked them, so what?" Clear on recording. Her threat text. "You'll pay for this." Saved. 2 months from the reunion. Evidence solid. Family meeting called by Mom. Everyone gathered in the living room. Brittany pushing for my official exclusion from the bakery. "She's toxic," she declared dramatically, earning nods from swayed aunts. My isolation peaked, a lump in my throat, but I interjected softly with a question exposing a lie in her story. Gasps followed. She faltered, glaring daggers. Meeting adjourned in chaos, her text later. "You'll regret that." I saved it, smiling. Doubt was seeding. A week after the park, at parents' house. 10 relatives. Her push. Cut Amanda out. My question. When did I supposedly steal? Dates don't match? She stumbled. Chaos. Arguments early end. Doubt planted. Her regret text saved. Emotions high. Finally, they questioned her. Alone with Uncle Tom over coffee, I shared a single innocuous text from Brittany, planting subtle doubt without full reveal. His eyes widened. This changes things. Emotionally, it felt like a small win amid the hurt, reclaiming one ally. But as I left, Brittany called, voice shaky. "What did you tell him?" I hung up calmly. Her paranoia was cracking her facade. 2 days after the meeting at a cafe, the text showed her false blame. He promised to think. Her call came desperate. I hung up. Ally gained. Progress real. Folder updated. At the bakery, chaos erupted when a supplier confronted Brittany about discrepancies. My anonymous tip based on evidence. She blamed me loudly, hands waving wildly. But Dad watched skeptically now. My heart soared quietly as she stormed out. The power shift tangible. Text from her. "This isn't over." I replied neutrally, baiting more. A week later, during shift. Tips sent days before. Supplier angry. Dad skeptical. She yelled, left early. My reply. "What do you mean?" She sent accusations saved. Shift tense, but victory close. Holiday gathering loomed, and I prepared meticulously, printing select texts as backup. The anxiety built, stakes higher than ever, risking total family rift. Brittany arrived smug, but I noticed her forced smile cracking. During toasts, she tried undermining me again, but I deflected with grace. Cliffhanger. she slipped a major admission in private, caught on record. Month after supplier incident, Christmas at Grandma's. Prepared copies. Her jab during toasts. In kitchen, she admitted jealousy. Recorded. Tension thick. Reviewing the new recording alone, the betrayal's depth sank in, her voice confessing jealousy-driven sabotage. Tears mixed with resolve. I was no longer the victim. A call from a cousin. We're questioning Brittany now. Small victory, but her retaliatory text hinted at a desperate counterattack. Next day, home. Recording clear. Cousin Lisa doubting. Her text. You recorded me? Fear showing. Victory sweet. Just when peace seemed possible, Brittany escalated at a surprise family brunch, producing new evidence against me. Faked emails. Shock rippled, my allies wavering. The twist gutted me. But scrutinizing them later, I spotted flaws matching my saved texts. Counterplan formed. Expose the forgery. Week later, brunch at Mom's. Fakes printed. Allies hesitated. Flaws. Wrong dates. Plan ready. Meeting a neutral aunt privately, I showed proof of the fakes, her gasp confirming the twist's impact. Emotionally charged, she hugged me. We've been blind. Words spread subtly. Brittany's texts grew frantic. But then, a shocking call from Dad. Brittany's claiming you threatened her. New lie, new challenge. Days after brunch, Aunt Sue's. Proof side by side. Hugs emotional. Word spread. Her texts frantic. Dad's call shocking. Meeting a neutral aunt privately, I showed proof of the fakes, her gasp confirming the twist's impact. Emotionally charged, she hugged me. We've been blind. Words spread subtly. Brittany's texts grew frantic. But then, a shocking call from Dad. Brittany's claiming you threatened her. New lie, new challenge. Days after brunch, Aunt Sue's. Proof side by side. Hug emotional. Word spread. Her texts frantic. Dad's call shocking. Confronting the threat head-on in a family video call, I stayed composed as Brittany accused me tearfully. Inside, fury raged, but I dropped a hint. Check the timestamps. Murmurs arose. Her face paled. Call ended abruptly, her arrogance unraveling, but she texted vengeance promises. Next evening, Zoom. Accusation fake. Hint dropped. Murmurs grew. Pale face. Abrupt end. Vengeance text saved. Gathering all evidence, I arranged a private talk with parents, revealing partial texts that shattered their favoritism. Mom's hand trembled on mine. How could we not see? The emotional release was cathartic, but Brittany burst in, overhearing, twist. Her denial cracked into admission. Week later, parents' living room. Evidence partial. Tremble, shock. Release, hugs. Burst in, denial to fine I did it. In the heated argument that followed, Brittany's arrogance peaked, yelling confessions that aligned with my records. Family watched in horror, her downfall accelerating. I remained silent, letting her self-destruct. As she stormed out, texts flooded my phone, her pleas ignored. Argument intense. Confessions matched. Horror gasps. Silent watch. Storm out. Pleas ignored. The final family reunion arrived, echoes of the first betrayal heavy. Brittany, isolated now, tried one last manipulation, but I revealed the full text on a shared screen, her lies exposed in black and white. Gasps turned to outrage. She lost everything, her privileges revoked due to her own hubris. Poetic justice hit hard. 6 months later, summer reunion. Isolated. Last life failed. Reveal on screen. Outrage. Revoked role and trust. Watching Brittany leave in defeat, no contact attempted, I felt the weight lift. My rise complete. Family apologized profusely, offering me the bakery lead I'd earned. Emotions swirled. Vindication, but also peace in walking away from toxicity. She moved away shortly after. Apologies endless. Lead deserved. Mixed feelings. Peace and boundaries. Months later, thriving in my new role, surrounded by genuine support, I reflected on the journey. Knowing my worth meant setting boundaries and rising above, no more underdog. If you're facing betrayal, remember, stay smart, collect your truth, and let their arrogance be their end. You deserve to thrive. Year later, bakery booming. Genuine laughs. Journey from pain to power. Boundaries set. Advice clear. Deserve to thrive.